Well, good day Spurs fans, it's Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And it's a few hours now after the game this morning. West Ham United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Quite a hard one for me to decipher, that one. I think my overall impression is there was more good than bad. In fact, there wasn't a lot of bad. There was just a little bit of ho-hum in there, really. Got off to the best of starts. Werner and Johnson, two wingers combining for a kind of a textbook winger goal, really. Nicely scored from open play. And I must admit, I was getting a bit hopeful of a shellacking at that point. But West Ham, they've got a bit of a reputation for being boring, and I think we could see why. A lot of men behind the ball for a lot of the game. A little bit of dirty play. Bowen, the referee, seemed to be giving West Ham a bit more rub of the green than us, but hey, you know, not enough to affect the result, so that's football, eh? In about, what was it, the 16th minute, something like that, West Ham equalised from a corner. So I'm going to be steering clear of Spurs stuff this week, because I saw a couple of headlines on TalkSport. I haven't bothered listening to it. Jamie O'Hara saying Ange has been found out. I'm getting a bit fed up with this, you know. O'Hara, you got found out, mate. That's why we pissed you off up the Wolves. You know, why is it Ange is the manager that gets found out? Why is it Tottenham Hotspur, the team that gets found out? I mean, don't other teams draw? I mean, what did Arsenal find out Man City the other week, or did Man City find out Arsenal? Nah, it's just us that get found out these days. And the other TalkSport headline was some fans saying, oh, it's a disgrace substituting Maddison. Well, I could see why. I mean, it's not like he had a terrible game, but he was looking a bit buggered, and I think Ange picked the right moment to hoik him off. Bentancur was in midfield replacing Sarr, and I thought, actually, you know, I can't really say we played badly. I thought Bentancur was great, was involved with that first goal. Maddison wasn't at his best, but he was pretty good still. And Basuma, I thought, did a fair amount of defensive work. The frustration I had with Basuma was mainly in the second half, passing all the way back to Vicario when it probably wasn't that necessary. But, you know, I mean, these are minor quibbles, aren't they? But what was nice, quite refreshing, was when we brought on some subs in the second half, we're bringing on much meatier subs than we used to. It used to be, you know, we'd bring on Harry Winks and Ollie Skip and expect the game to miraculously change around. But we brought on Kulu, who went in the middle, I think. We brought on Oibier and Sarr. So, you know, that's a definite sign of improvement. I get the feeling, you know, that game, the way that game went, I think like last year or the year before, that's the sort of game we'd end up losing. You know, and I was getting a little bit nervous near full time after I was getting a little bit bored. I was a little bit bored for some of the match, I must admit, when West Ham were containing us, and it looked like, you know, those passages of play where it looks like you run out of ideas, you're just standing around a bit. But thankfully, there was only spells of that. It wasn't like 45 minutes of just not knowing what to do. It's just little bits here and there. So, you know, when they fell into that sort of trap of standing around and passing it around, Spurs did snap out of it. So that was pretty cool. That's definite improvement. I mean, it was disappointing to get a draw, but all in all, I suppose it's not a bad result. I can't say that we, you know, really deserve to win or anything like that. 1-0 is probably a fair result. It's a battle of a progressive attacking front foot team and a bag of biscuits, really. Mouldy old biscuits just left out in the rain for a bit. That's what West Ham were. There was a little bit of a flurry near the end where I thought we might nick it, actually. And that's probably, you know, the frame of mind I'm in when I'm watching these games now. I'm not ruling us out till that last whistle goes, because we are showing a lot of fight and we are knackering teams out, and West Ham were definitely getting buggered, you know. I mean, when you're playing this park the bus football, it's not like it's energy free. It's not one of those weirdo perpetual engines you get on the internet. Oh, I've invented something that'll last forever. Big oil wanted to shut me. It's like, no, big oil didn't shut you up. They've never heard of you, mate. So, you know, it was a bit like that. But yeah, for some of the second half, I was a little bit bored here and there. That's just the way the game was going. But I'm probably going to see headlines like, oh, Spurs are crap from set pieces, which is not true. Spurs got found out, which I don't think it was true, considering we scored a goal from open play and West Ham got one from a set piece, a corner. I don't think that's really being found out, you know. They got their stethoscope on the lock and it's just gone click and all of Ange's secrets come pouring out of it. I don't think that's the case at all. But, you know, there's 2 points lost. It hasn't affected the Dreamo-meter because we drew 1-1 with West Ham at their place last year, so no change there. But it does mean we're heading for a maximum tally of 81 points, starting to creep down a little bit. If I was to make an educated, ignorant guess, I'd say we're heading for around 73 points this year, which is a pretty good haul, you know. We've still only lost one more win, and we equal what we got last year. And then we start chasing down what we got the year before, which was 71 points, and I think that's very achievable. But yeah, you know, I'm not really worried about the whole top four thing. You know, but obviously it'd be really nice if Aston Villa stuff it up. But if they don't, they don't. I just want to see us keep playing good football. And there was a lot to smile about in the game. It wasn't like, you know, totally dreary. I mean, Vicario saved it, had a double save after West Ham player kicked it well after the whistle. Don't know why he didn't get a yellow card. Mickey van der Ven getting a yellow card. I mean, I get it. That's the rules. He shouldn't have done it, but it's a harsh yellow card. And considering the fact that West Ham didn't suffer for when they were mucking around like that, made it feel a little one-sided. West Ham were doing a bit of time wasting. The goalkeeper was taking forever to take his kicks. Players were staying down on the ground way too long. But there you go. Game management got them a boring 1-1 draw. Well done, West Ham. I'm sure all your fans are very grateful for that performance. They can go home big smiles on their face. But, you know, it's onwards and upwards for Tottenham Hotspur. We don't play now for quite a few days. Next Monday morning's the next game. I haven't seen Ange's press conference. I haven't seen any Spurs stuff. I'm just going to keep my head down, keep focused, eyes on the prize. What's the prize? It's just playing better football before the end of the year, which is, I think, what we're doing. We're getting a level of consistency, you know. Level of consistency. It's not so much up and down. It's up and a little bit of a wobble, but still, like I say, it was a perfectly fine performance with flashes of really good stuff, and there wasn't really much atrocity. It wasn't like huge gaffes and mistakes. There was one, I think there was a back pass, but Vicario saved the result of it. So, you know, no harm, no foul. So overall, yeah, 1 point, better than no points, not as good as 3 points. Not a terrible performance, bit frustrating to not close it off. But that's football, you can't win them all, can you? Anyway, till next time, peace and love, folks. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.